Joining me on the show right now is Dato Jimmy Lim. Now, he is the CEO and co-founder of Tokai Engineering, and he has been a Vistage member since 2003. Well, Tokai Engineering is a company that offers a very crucial service that many Malaysians do not know about. It provides the technology for lightning protection, power surges, and plenty more. But I will let Dato Jimmy to explain himself in your own words. How would you describe your company?
Thank you, Cynthia. Good morning. In fact, my business basically is, as you rightly said, protections for buildings, equipment against lightning threats. In addition to that, it has been 30 years now. We also involved with the security aspect of it, high security bollards against terrorist attack into premises like PM's office, high-end buildings like embassies. And lately, we also gone into the renewable energy business as well.
Well, when you started the company 30 years ago, we had this chat. It was just you and your wife.
Yes.
And now you're doing some of the major projects in Malaysia. You mentioned those few. What many people may not know, you're involved in the KLCC project, KL Tower, the new PNB, MRT projects. What would you say to yourself, back 30 years ago, looking at the achievements that you have achieved right now?
Well, it's a great achievement to me and also to the country. As far that as the country grow, we need people like us, engineers, who has got ideas that we can spearhead to protect critical assets. That what we've been doing in the past, protecting the buildings against direct strike. Imagine a building is not protected against lightning, it will eventually caught into fire. And however, the people in the building need to be protected as well. That's what we have been doing to provide effective protection to the building as well as the contents of the building. Not only human beings, but equipment like CCTVs, modems, equipment. Like what we started 30 years ago, one of the critical items that got damaged every time is PABX system. They don't have cordless phone. We don't have our handphones are all those big handphones. They're all wired through communication, and those are all connected by cables. And when lightning hits, surges will flow around the whole buildings, and that's where damages occur. Imagine with one bang onto one hit on the building, the equipment's damaged. That's where you cannot communicate. The whole world is stagnant because you can't communicate without phone. That's where we started in 1993 to look at how to effectively look at this problem and recommending it the right solution to the end user or to those that has been facing the problem at that time.
It has been quite an evolution then from 30 years ago to
now.
In
fact, at that time I was just 32 years old, and then imagine a young engineer and trying to teach electrical engineer, which is a senior engineers, about searchers, and to him he doesn't know what's lightning searchers. What he knows is lightning is they say the act of God. If it's damaged, so what? It's just, you can't complain, it's just act of God and you just replace it. But then I said, sir, there is a solution for you, and tell me the solution. Then it took me some time to educate even the senior engineers or people of knowledge to understand the basic concept of searchers. How does electrical lightning surge can come in and damage their equipment? And that's where the theory of what they call the resistive effect, the theory of magnetic effect come into play. And I'm glad that we managed to convince, and that's where the success of getting our program into the project like the KL Tower. That was our pioneer project, and that is one of the project that I'm very proud of. Even now I can tell my children this is the dad's project, and we're standing there since even up to 30 years or even more now.
It's really fascinating speaking to you because obviously lightning surge is not something that we think about on a daily basis. But your service is in most of the major or national iconic buildings in Malaysia. You were an electrical engineer by training, and you became an entrepreneur. Was it something that you had always wanted to do, or is it something that you saw a business opportunity that you just couldn't resist?
Oh yeah, I think you got it right. Business opportunity is something that you need to pay attention, and to be honest, I was just lucky to see that there's an opportunity that I need to solve. Because we have been misled by a lot of so-called business entity. Lightning damage, you do another area of reducing, for example, reducing the ohms of the building. But actually, you are giving the wrong medicine for the root cause of the problem. And I foresee that it's important to give the right solution. At the same time, the owner will benefit it, and then I itself feel that I've done something to the community, and I find that this is something that I must continue to pursue. And that challenge in itself, it took me quite a while to be realized, and I'm glad that it happens, and that's where the achievement that I have, thanks God, is all being paid for.
Throughout your career, I'm sure you have seen lots of up and downs and crises. What would you say had been the biggest challenge for you as an entrepreneur?
Well, as an entrepreneur, I think in terms of getting in orders or losing the orders has always been a challenge. Sometimes, and getting in orders doesn't mean that you can rejoice, because at the time, for example, financial crisis can also kill you because of the currency exchange. It might also destroy your profit. But losing a project doesn't mean that it's losing all. It's an experience. Of course, at the end of the day, you must realize why you lose this project. And those are challenges that you must make sure that you learn through the process. And then try to remember what's the cause of that particular problem. And then re-ram it all again and improve further. And self-motivation is something that you need to have all the time.
And that's what I really want to talk to you about. When you're down, when things doesn't go in your way, your favor, how do you stay motivated and how do you get out of this negativity?
Passion. One thing is that when you have passion in your job, nothing will be able to destroy it, because that's where it even drive you even more. That knowing that you're doing something good, doing something good. Even though you meet difficult customer, it doesn't mean that we are no good. It doesn't mean that our products are no good. But it's a matter of time that you come back. And most of our job, to be honest, is through referrals.
Right.
Yeah, that's how our success grow. We doesn't do much marketing those times, to be honest. Every day is a busy day. You know what time we finish our job? 2 o'clock in the morning. For the first 3 years, 2 o'clock in the morning. Because of the commitment that we have to give back to our commitments to the communities. Because at the time, the telecommunication world is being just booming, because a lot of substation, telecom station, tower to be built. And this comes with a lot of commitment. You have to deliver your system in 1 week or in 2 weeks or whatever. So we have to make sure that our products are there for them to install. And one of the interesting projects is this Mobile. At that time, Mobile Station was the first one to introduce the free cards paying system. You know, you pay like credit card.
Yep.
And that was the project that Mobile started way back in 1996, where they want to launch a nationwide project using free cards. And they want to publicize it. You don't have to use cash anymore, paid by credit card. And they set up the whole system, 25 stations in the Klang Valley, and they couldn't launch it. They postponed the marketing plan for 3 times. And finally, they said, Jimmy, you must come to our office, give us a solution. And true enough, between 3 weeks, we deploy the whole systems, and then they can launch the system peacefully.
What's the reason for not launching it? Is due to safety reasons?
Imagine, electronic system set up, everything systems are supposed to go, bang, lightning hit, system down. So that's where we come in to provide the full protection for all the systems. And when raining or whatever, lightning, whatever, is just a normal thing. It doesn't affect the system because of the protection that we have. This is the passion. This is where you find that how much you have done, how much the owner appreciate that us, you see. And you look at the good things, the good success story that you have, in itself will to motivate you already. And you just said, okay, this is another customer who doesn't understand what we said. Well, he will come back. Wait for maybe another time, he will come back again. True enough, they will come back to us for those difficult customers. I
imagine like being in the industry you're in, you're always constantly evolving, learning new things. So how do you keep yourself on that path, to be motivated to continue to learn?
Well, I think joining Vistage is something that close to my mind, because when I was in Nilex, but when Nilex bought over Temco, the company where I was belong to, I had my sifu, Richard Wong, and I look at him as a mentor. And I joined Vistage without regret, 20 years. And still learning.
Still learning. And I imagine you have a close relationship with the members.
Oh yeah. Also,
okay.
Yeah.
Can you talk to us about that experience, having a sense of, I guess, brotherhood or sisterhood, just having like an extended family to help you through the good times, the bad times, and also helping you make important decisions as a leader of a company?
Having this group of friends is that we are very close. We share everything. We share not only business, families matter, personal matter. We share everything because we know that these are the group of friends that can give us ideas. They can be with us when at the top or when you are down. They are always there, and I find that the sincerity amongst all of them are so huge. And bear in mind, among the groups, they are all great CEOs. One of the richest men in Malaysia, I think like that. They are all great in terms of their potential in their capability of business culture, and at the same time their story about how they overcome the problem in the business. That's where we share and we learn through the Vistage group every month, and that doesn't end. After 20 years in itself, every meeting is so regenerating, to be honest. Yeah, and on top of that, other than just looking at understanding individual business from among our groups, we also undertake projects beyond our business. For example, way back in 2013, all the CEOs grouped together to do one common important thing, to climb Mount KK together, and we raised 600,000 for the 10 homes, and we brought 18 OKU children to climb all the way to Mount KK, to the peak, together with a group of CEOs like that. So this is where I think rather than just making money as a business, it's also important to give back to the needies and doing something good together for for those underprivileged.
And with that, I do want to ask you, having established such a successful company already, what's next then? I know for you, what's your next big dream? What are the goals you want to achieve?
That's a good question, and of course, moving forward, I have come to the stage that it's time for me to let my children. My son is with me, and he see that there is an opportunity that he can continue with the legacy of the business. For me, I will put myself into a level of giving back to the communities. I've spent times to develop the business opportunity for them, and then let them carry on. In terms of community, that's where I am engaged myself with Rotary International, as well as the Stop Hunger. At the same time, I also sit in the boards of other communities like the resident associations, the orphanage homes, and all that. So that's where I believe I can sort of give back to them in terms of my connection, my knowledge, and whatever that I can do for them.
And your son is stepping into your role eventually, taking over.
Right. That's right.
I think family business is something very interesting. Your wife is in the business as well.
Yes.
Still is. You both founded a company. How's the dynamic like? What's the advice you would give to someone working with their spouse or their family members?
Well, the direction is very clear, because when I started the business, then people ask, are you sure to get your wife involved in the business? I say, well, why not? After all, we have clear line of responsibility and accountabilities. She managed the finance, she managed the certain admins. My job is on marketing and projects, and we have a very clear line of directions. And we don't bring business back home. It's important to foresee whatever that we can do together, and then we strategize and then look towards it. And to be honest, no regrets whatsoever.
How do you tune out from work and not bring work home when it's so interrelated to your relationship with your wife?
To be honest, one of the so-called disappointment that I had was so much so that when we are so engaged in the business, right, and then sometimes we neglect on the children, particularly children when they are young. So I find that as we grow older, I realize that demarcation has to be set. Which means that work means work. Even that in the office we work, but come to home, children and the families should be another way forwards, ensure that we have the quality times with them, enough of communications and care and love for them as well.
Okay. Well, just one final question before you go. Any other big trails or summits that you plan to conquer in the near future?
Yes, way back in 2018, we scaled together Vistage VCE16 Mount Everest Base Camp. That was a very, very interesting and memorable trips that we had together. And to be honest, having done that particular so-called missions, 2023, we have another mission in mind, is to scale the highest mountain in South Africa, none other than the Mount Kilimanjaro. So I plan to also to scale this with a purpose, is to raise fund for the Vistage home in Jalan Utara, PJ. The mission will start on the 9th of June this year.
Oh.
So that will take a total of 10 to 12 days. Yeah.
That's wonderful what you're doing at work and outside of work. So thank you so much, Dato Jimmy, for sharing your story
Thank you
with
very
us.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you.